What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Pliyo and today we're gonna review the new Matt and Sephiroth banner, and then after that we're gonna have a glimpse at the future and we're gonna look at the Cloud banner that will come right after this one. Without further ado, let's start by looking at the design. We have so many things to discuss today. Let's see this Matt. What do we think about Matt in this outfit? At first glance, I like it. It's like a solid outfit. I like the boots, I like the trousers, and it has like many belts because the designers are there in the design room. Sir, how many belts for Matt? 3, 4, 6, 2 belts? And then, you know, like, it's always like more than one. As a Final Fantasy unit, you need to have at least 2 or 3 belts. Like, this is something that you learn in the Triangle School, actually, to wear many belts. Anyhow. Oh, what is this? What is this thingy here? This lace or this, this ribbon? How do you call this? This feels like it's in a different color palette and it feels really annoying. There is no reason for this to be here. Also, it feels like one of those things that kids are going to be pulling. Hey, Matt, come play with us. I don't like it. And I like the hat. It feels like festive. It's like, you know, we are in the holiday season. But in a way, I think this outfit could work. If he was in an anime, right, he could be that dude that is protecting us in the winter area and is protecting us from the bad guys. If you remove the hat, the outfit could work in all seasons. It's just like a winter guy. I like the pockets. Overall, I will rate this one a 7. What do you think? I also like the scarf. But this, so ugly. Anyhow, Holiday Helper. Let's look into the stats, which is what we are here to talk about. Physical and Magic War 10 points, which is Physical and Magic Defense 15%. Buff and Debuff Extension Plus, which is 60% extra duration. And because it's a different ability, let's remember, this doesn't stack with the normal Buff and Debuff Extension. So this outfit is clearly aimed at Matt playing as a support unit. We haven't seen Matt in a while, and now he is back. Can we actually play with him? Well, let's look into Luminary Sword, which has a beautiful name, by the way. 489 physical attack, 513 magical attack, 316 heal. Luminary Glow at max level does magical attack increase low, and it can go up to high. Magical heal is cast 7%. And when HP is 70% or more, fire damage is increased low to all allies. Okay, 1 second. Fire damage is increased low to all allies, and it can go up to high. As far as I remember, this is the first weapon that is going to increase the fire damage of everyone. Am I losing the plot? I think this is the first one. We have seen fire damage decrease to all allies, to all enemies, like a Maritime Sword, Maritime Shooter, Marine Shooter from Lucia. We have seen Yuffie increases her own fire damage, or Cloud in the crossover weapon, but this is the first time that a support unit can help everyone. Now, the thing is, for 480B, this is like extremely expensive, and it's as expensive as the crossover weapon from Cloud. It seems like they don't want us to increase fire damage too quickly, although we have seen other weapons in the past, like especially with wind and other elements, that they have gone faster, but magical attack is increased low. It feels like extremely poor at the state of the game. Boost heal 31 points, buff and debuff extension 52 points. Clearly, he is going to be playing the buff and debuff role, the support unit. It can cure, it can heal all allies, so he can also heal. I think he will be playing as the replacement of the healer, but then you need to ask yourself a question. Can you really drop Aerith? With how good Aerith is, can he replace Aerith? So let's look at other alternatives, all right? For example, I have prepared this thing. Hope that you can see it properly. When it comes to increasing magic attack, right, we have Bahamut Fangs. If you were playing in the anniversary, this is so powerful. Magical attack increase mid with just 4 ATBs, and it applies to all allies. Or Escutcheon Cannon, I don't know how to pronounce this, sorry. Magical defense increase and magical attack increase to all allies. Barret is still such a good support unit, even though he's not getting any love. He is still like really useful. So this weapon, if you need to use this weapon, is clearly for a niche scenario only when fire damage is needed. Because if it was because of magical attack, you will have better options. And what happens with niche weapons is that they are aimed generally at krakens and whales. It's not generally available for the general public because, in general, it's better to save your crystals for weapons that are a bit more generic or super good at one thing, and they do one thing the best. And this one is not really the best at any of those things, although it's the first one that increases fire damage. There is that. Okay, so some value. There is a lot of value here. What am I missing? Am I missing anything? What do you think about this weapon? And with this, I want to do a quick break to do an announcement. I plan to continue doing videos, and I will really appreciate your support if you could subscribe to the channel. I have seen that more than 60% of you are not subscribed, and it's the number one thing that helps me grow in the channel. I will really appreciate that. Now let's continue discussing the second weapon, Withering Blaze, not confused to Wuthering Waves. Fantastic game, by the way. 684 magical attack, which is quite high. Not the highest, but quite high. At max level, it does 700% magical fire damage. Okay. When HP is 50% or more, fire resistance is decreased low. And it can go up to high. When buff is granted, 1.2 extra damage. So this one can go up to 840% magical fire damage. And remember that sack weapon does 850% magical fire damage. In this case, we see the natural roll compression that Sephiroth is seeing lately. Magical attack 46 points, fire potency 39 points. Roll compression, but I have to say, I find this weapon disappointing because fire decrease low, it feels like extremely poor at this state of the game when he has other weapons that are actually decreasing Imperial high. The thing here is that he's also doing extra damage. So it's like a mega combination altogether. But if we see other weapons, right, when it comes to doing fire resistance decrease, you have so many other good options, really good options. Let's look into a few things here, right? So, for example, you have the classic Sharknado, Shark Slayer, fire resistance decrease high with only 3 ATPs. Only costs 3 ATPs. The thing about this weapon lately is that it increases, it also does magical fire damage. But in the past, he also got Radiant Edge, physical defense decrease mid, and fire resistance decrease high. This weapon was way ahead of its time. It is fantastic. It's really good when it comes to fire resistance decrease. Also, we have like some colors from Red 13, etc. So like we have really good options. Now, when it comes to doing damage, right? And this is what we are seeing now. When it comes to doing damage, we have, if I filter by fire, this is what I was saying, Stringer, 850%, and Knuckles, 940%. So they are gonna do better damage than Sephiroth. And when it comes to Imperial, you can use the other weapons to do Imperial. You can use Barret. You can use other options. Now, this is the thing I like about the state of the game right now, because they are giving us more and more options. Maybe they are not the best options, but they're giving us options. I think if you want to do damage, you will choose Tifa or Zack. And if you want to do Imperial, you will choose Barret or Desertine. Or maybe even Angel, because he can play the role of the tank, right? But you wouldn't choose this thing. And this is what happens with Sephiroth. Like, he also has, if we just look at his character for a second, he also have Tempest, which was doing physical water damage, and water resistance decrease was high. He also has Blue Bramble, marked Earth damage, and Earth resistance is decreased high. So he has been doing that. What I find disappointing with this banner is that he cannot really be a good support unit when it comes to Imperial. It's good damage. Well, it's decent. It's okay. I mean, you know, we have better options. And now it's time to discuss team compositions, right? So I have prepared this thing here so that we can look at other options, right? Because it's really important to like have as much information as possible so that we can decide if we should pull on this banner or not. Let's say that we bring Sephiroth, all right? So we can bring, for example, his new Withering Blaze and maybe the prototype Crimson Blade, which also does fire damage, so it increases our fire damage, or I don't know, maybe Kuya Spirit Blade if you need physical attack down and magical attack down or something along those lines. Zack could then be the DPS, for example, with a Stringer. And he also has Arc Sword, which is like magical defense decrease high. He also has the outfit. Sephiroth doesn't really have the fire outfit. He only has fire mastery, if I remember correctly. And only if you were playing the game back then, which is not really available. I think something missing for this banner was an outfit also for Sephiroth that could bring perhaps fire cannon. If that was the case, we'll be talking in different terms. Shell Knuckles, Tifa could also be doing the DPS, right? So maybe instead of playing Zack, you play Tifa, and she can bring Bahamut Fangs, which is going to increase your magical attack to all allies. Fantastic. And it's going to also give us haste, or if you need more support, she can also do magical defense decrease down, right? So let's say that you could play Tifa or Zack, or maybe both. And then the key thing in the meta, the key thing is that Aerith is in your party, or Kite Sith, because the ultimate weapons are just so powerful. Like this idea of having extra 3 ATB, it cannot be, we cannot forget that this exists. And Aerith has Terra Rod, which it was in the crossover, so maybe not everyone has it, but fire resistance is decreased high, and then she can heal, and then she can use the ultimate weapon, and then she could be bringing something else like Kamura or the Bahamut Rod if you have it. Like, she has so many good options. She's the top healer in the game right now. Kite Sith is also really good because I say that you bring Kite Sith or you bring Aerith. I don't think both will work. Kite Sith is also really good because it has haste to all allies. Extremely useful. We want to get the most out of the ATB. ATB management is the key. And Gold Megaphone can also do fire resistance decrease high to just 4 ATBs. And then after that, he can focus on buffing your party with Flower Base, for example, with magical attack increase. So the Kite route is quite powerful. We cannot forget that Kite exists. So for example, let's say that you can bring in Kite, Zack, and then maybe someone else. Like, who will be your third? Maybe Kite and Tifa. And then the third unit could be Sephiroth, or maybe Angel is better perhaps, because then Angel is going to be tanking a lot of damage, and it can also reapply the fire resistance decrease. Many options to choose. The game has many options, and just like having the discussion of a few other options. Barret can also do fire resistance decrease. And with the Scutcheon Cannon that we were saying before, magical attack increase to all allies. So in a way, do you really need this role compression? Is Sephiroth really bringing something unique to the table? Well, it's unique in terms of like role compression. It's not 700% plus fire resist decrease. And at some point, you're going to get into high. But I think it's missing something, I think, in my opinion. And for me, like, perhaps I'm seeing that because in the lore, Sephiroth is the fire god. He's burning towns. So perhaps like that's how I feel like he was missing an outfit here. Perhaps this banner should have had 3 outfits. Perhaps this should have been a bit more damage, maybe 800%, right? So that it can really, The good thing about not being so good is that the level of power creep stays in a similar vein. It's just offering new options. It's like adding role compression and offering new options. So I really like this banner because of that. Now, should you pull on this banner? With everything that we have said, I think this banner is easily skippable. Aerith is way more useful now than Matt, although this is quite unique. This banner is clearly aimed at Krakens that want to try this fire damage extra increase route. And I can tell that this fire damage is going to give us a lot of value, a lot of damage. This is huge in a way. Like, if you think about it, like increasing your Sky Splitter from Cloud, increasing your, even this weapon is going to do even more damage thanks to having fire damage applied from Matt. So Matt and Sephiroth could work, and maybe the third unit is Tifa or Aerith or Kite Sith. I just don't know if you can really drop Aerith and have Matt instead. Potentially. It depends on how long the fight is going to last. It depends on many factors. It depends on your account. It depends on your height win as well. Are you investing in your magical teams? Are you investing in your physical teams? Like, Magic in general, it's not for everyone. Most of the people that I know, they are focusing on physical attack because of the high win, because etc. So like, what do you think? What do you think about this banner? I think it has potential. We haven't seen yet how powerful this fire damage can be, but I can tell you, because it's unique, like it's quite important. I'm not gonna pull on this banner yet. I think I'm gonna skip it. Also, this feature, so like it will come back. The good thing, perhaps, is the outfit for Matt, because a few times we have seen Buff and Device Extension is so cool, so useful. Physical and Magic Wand is so useful as well. Now, let's look quickly. So in Coastal Soul, my Discord, which is like, I need to like pay a bit more attention to. We have the Final Fantasy VII links, and I can tell you, in January we're gonna have. One second, I need to move myself here. We're gonna have Tifa, Iris, Vincent, Seed, Kite, Matt, and Cloud. That's in January. But in next week, we have something amazing. We're gonna have Cloud with Wind Potency and Wind Strike Arcanum, right? And he's gonna bring the Holiday Blade that does Twister Blade for 4 ATBs, 940% magical wind damage, and it can do 1.2 extra damage, magical attack, boost wind potency. So, Cloud is gonna be the best magical wind DPS in the game. They are doing that so that you pull on him, so that you can clear Titan easily, and then units like Yuffie could still help, but he's gonna be bringing way more damage, 940%. It's gonna be at the level of like the Knuckles from Tifa. It's just like it's on Cloud, and Cloud is gonna get a new outfit. So why I'm saying this, I want you to have as much information as possible so that you can take what I say with a pinch of salt, and then compare what I say with other creators, compare what I say with your Discord community, with your friends, and discuss should you pull on this banner or not. I think it's not an easy take, although I'm inclined to think that this is like a skip because of what's coming next. So I think I'm gonna pull on Cloud outfit, which is gonna be a wine streak Arcanum plus wine extra damage. I think I'm gonna skip on this one, but Luminary Sword, fire damage increase. This is like one of those weapons that are game changers because of the extra damage. I think Withering Blaze, unfortunately, is not that good. Even though it's interesting because you have more options, especially if you were not playing the game, especially for newer players returning to the game. I think this is for newer players returning to the game more than for existing whales and krakens or existing free-to-play players, I think. What do you think? Are you going to pull on this banner? What do you think so far? Also, we have other outfits, and it will last until the 31st. So if anything, it's good that we wait until we have all the options in the table so that we can make a decision. Wow. Thanks a lot for staying with me. Thanks a lot for supporting the channel. And, as I always say, if you press like, subscribe, and all those things, it will really, really help me grow in the channel. Until the next time, hope that you have a fantastic festivities if I don't see you before. And as I said before, if you need someone to talk, like I know, like festivities are like sometimes holiday season, sometimes it's a difficult time, especially with like family members not being available or something like that. So I'm available in Discord if you need a call, and you're not alone. So just reach out to your friends or myself, and we can chat about whatever. Until the next time, I appreciate your support. Cheerios. Bye-bye.